Greetings and salutations, YouTubers. This is Illafan85 back today with my latest video, a new figure review. Today we're going to go ahead and look at my Orga Gashapon figure. So this one, definitely one that I was meaning to get to for a little while. Finally I'm getting around to it as I'm working through my figures here, mainly concentrating on my Gashapon figures right now, as I've stated in my last few previous videos, I should say, because I want to get these knocked out. So then this way I can solely focus on my more standard size figures after that point. So like I said, so I'm mainly going to be concentrating on the Gashapons to get them taken care of. I will throw, though, a couple standard size figure reviews in between, though, just to mix things up, which I think I did mention before as well. So, just keeping you guys up to date, though, as we go along. So for today, like I said, we're going to go ahead and review my Orga Gashapon figure. This figure, of course, is on Orga. Orga was seen his one and only film appearance in the movie Godzilla 2000. I think it's also called Godzilla 2000 Millennium, but I've always gone by the former title. So this movie was definitely, definitely one of my more liked films from the Millennium era. If any of you are familiar with my previous videos, I have stated the Millennium era as a whole is my least favorite of the different eras of Godzilla films. I much prefer the Showa. The Showa is my favorite, and then the Heisei after that. But the films from those eras as a whole, I much prefer over the Millennium. But this one is one of my more liked ones, though, Godzilla 2000. It was actually the first Japanese Godzilla film that I saw in theaters, because they released it back in the year. The movie itself actually came out in 1999, but then a year later they released it in the US and it came out in theaters, and it was my first time getting to see a Toho Godzilla film in movie theaters. And that's something and actually thinking about it, I've only done that twice, because the only other time I did that was Shin Godzilla. So definitely some good things to note here as far as that goes. Orga as a monster, as a kaiju himself, I do like him. I thought the design was pretty cool, pretty interesting new monster. I'm pretty certain he has appeared in comic books, as in other media as well. I'm not too familiar with that, but again, his only live action film appearance, of course, was Godzilla 2000. So in the movie, again, alien spaceship that was dormant under the ocean, and then, of course, woken up when when the I forgot that military branch, but they were or that organization. I'm trying to remember what they were called, led by Katagiri, and him I remember because he was just such a colorful character in the movie. Always when somebody supposedly died or whatever, I'll send flowers. Of course, the English dub, I'm not sure what the Japanese said, but I just always got a kick out of him, though. So they woke up the spaceship. Spaceship wanted to look for a host for the being inside to use, that it could mimic and adapt to Earth's climate. And then, of course, it found Godzilla and eventually was trying to become a Godzilla clone, but in the end we got to see it as Orga. So a little bit of backstory on it, but I do want to digress and jump into the figure review here, because I know I always ramble, and I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So starting it off, we look at the paint job here, and for a Gashapon figure, I think very nicely done. Sort of got this the main color scheme on his body, which is this sort of brownish gray color. As you guys can see, it's all around him. And I think they did a really nice job there, definitely trying to pick that up with the camera and the lighting that I'm using. I think it looks really good. And then, of course, mixed in with that, you got these metallic, like sky blue highlights throughout his body as well. So you can see on the top of him there, it kind of runs down on his upper part of his back area, and then, of course, on the lower part of the back, all the way down into the tail. On the top side of the tail, as you guys can see, and then, of course, on his arms here. going down towards his hands, as you guys can see that as well. Looks really cool. Awesome. So again, I think, you know, the for the Gashapon, they did a nice job capturing it. And then of course the eyes, gonna try and focus for you guys with the eyes. So best you can see there, and he's got these sort of orangish eyes. So if you guys can see that. Yes, the Gashapon figures do come apart, so apologize about that. But anyways, though, yes, you can kind of see, especially if I hold my hand over there. So just try to use the lighting, because I always know my videos, if I don't use the extra lighting, it comes out a little dark. So that's why I try to use this extra light now I've been doing. So anyways, though, so that's about it for his paint scheme. Pretty simple. And then the detailing, though, next, so you can see, again, all the scaling here on his back, all the way onto his neck, all those line indentations, rough, very rough texture that he's got. Really looks good into the scaling and the facial details there, as you guys can see. Again, I'll just kind of cover a little bit because it's making it a little bit easier when I at least show with his face there. Again, you got the scaling and the sort of veiny look in his arms. Looks really good. You can see all that detail work there on his neck and his chest and abdomen area. Really looks nice. Again, the scaliness look on his legs there. You got the claws, the toe claws there, which look really nice, and then the finger claws, which have this really cool look. They're really big. His finger claws, they look so cool. So here on this hand, they're more spread out. In this hand here, you got it where it's actually sculpted in to the rest of the hand. The I guess what would be his thumb part here, because he's only got 3 fingers, and then the curved, because it's like him, you know, pushing down on the ground. So like that scene when you first see Orga's final form emerge. You see it like that, so it's really cool. I like the way they captured that look. And then again, you can see all the scaling and line grooves and veininess going down his back. All the scales onto his tail, how they're segmented like that. Looks really cool, all the way up into the tip there. All the detail work that they captured on the underside as well. And of course, you got the Bandai logoing, because the Gashapon figures are Bandai. So really awesome. Again, the flaps here and everything. So yeah, they really this is really a nice looking Gashapon figure. I do think they captured his look quite well. That pretty much covers it for the paint and the detail. Oh, one other part with the detail I almost forgot to mention, but you do see the shoulder cannon that he's got right there. So it's small, but it's definitely there. And I think that's a nice little touch to make sure to include that. So, alright, so that does pretty much cover the paint and the detail. Articulation, again, Gashapon not really meant for it, but you can get away with shifting the arms a little bit. I mean, they just go into the joints on these pegs to connect into place, so you're really not meant for it, but you can shift it a little bit. You're really not going to get anything otherwise, though. You know, because again, these Gashapon figures, they just come in pieces and they connect together, and then they're just there as a display. So, which is similar to how X Plus does it when you think about it. So, but again, though, for a Gashapon, I think this really was a nicely made figure. These are pretty readily available. I've seen them numerous times on eBay, which is where I got mine, and it's usually within the $20 range. So that's probably what you're going to be looking to pay, which is about average for a Gashapon figure. So this is not really a super rare one or anything like that. The more rare ones that I've seen have gone up between 30 and 50, but the more common ones are usually $20 or less. I would say for the most part, sometimes 25. So, but this one should probably run you around 20 or so. So if you want to add an Orga figure to your collection, if you don't have one and you don't want to spend a lot of money, because the standard Bandai one, which I do have as well, I'm going to review it in the future, the 6-inch one, that one is a little more uncommon, so it can definitely run you, you know, upwards maybe $50 to $100 I've seen it go for. So this is certainly a cheaper route. And sizing wise, it's not too bad. Again, Gashapon figures are mini figures. This one's probably in the 3-inch range, I would say. So it's got a nice little size for it for a mini figure. So I think that does about wrap it up for this video, folks. I definitely would like to thank you so much for watching. If you would like to subscribe, please feel free to do so. If you would like to like and or comment on any of my videos, please feel free to do so as well. And just remember, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you be good to yourselves, and sayonara.